Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Harrison. Harrison is the transferred use of an English surname meaning son of Harry. Harry is the pet form of Henry, a name that came to England by way of the French after the Norman Conquest, 1066. The French Henri came from the Old German Haimric, from the elements Haim, home, and Ric, power. After arriving in England, the name Henry gave birth to several nicknames and pet forms such as Harry, Hal, Hann, and Hankin. The first recorded spelling of the surname was Harrison in the 14th century. It is also considered a distinguished surname and was borne by two U.S. presidents, William Harrison and his grandson Benjamin Harrison. These two men had a significant impact on the usage of Harrison as a male given name in America. For more information on both these presidents, see historical figures below. Personality of the boy named Harrison. The three energy is powerful and enthusiastic. These personalities are cheerful, full of self-expression, and often quite emotional. They have an artistic flair and gift of gab that makes them natural entertainers. Their joyfulness bubbles over, and their infectious exuberance draws a crowd. The three personality is like a child, forever young and full of delight. They are charming, witty, and generally happy people. The three personality lives in the now and has a spontaneous nature. Three seem to live with a bright and seemingly unbreakable aura that attracts others to them. In turn, they are deeply loyal and loving to their friends and family. Luck also has a tendency to favor number threes. Popularity of the boy named Harrison. Harrison has been used as a given male name in America since the U.S. government began tracking naming trends in 1880. The forename Harrison probably dates back to at least 1841, the year our 9th U.S. President William Harrison was elected, or perhaps 1811 when he became a national hero following the Battle of Tippecanoe. Harrison was also a top 100 choice for boys back in the 1880s when Benjamin Harrison was serving his presidency, old Tippecanoe's grandson. Like Jefferson and Jackson, Harrison was popularized as a first name thanks to these notable presidents. As the 20th century progressed, the name Harrison slowly declined in usage and almost fell off the charts altogether in 1977. Fortunately for the name, 1977 also brought the first of the Star Wars trilogy installments starring the young Harrison Ford. In fact, this handsome actor would dominate the 1980s as the biggest box office draw, so he helped put his charming name back on the map. Harrison would advance by almost 600 positions up the charts in that decade alone. The name was at its height of popularity in the late 1990s and recently has shown relatively modest signs of decline again. Harrison follows the ever-popular last name's first trend in America, but it is also a modern alternative to Henry. Harrison can easily be shortened to the adorably old-fashioned Harry. Quick facts on Harrison. Gender, boy. Origin, English. Number of syllables, 3. Ranking popularity, 161. Pronunciation, Harrison. Simple meaning, son of the ruler of the home. Characteristics of Harrison. Social, dramatic, popular, happy, communicative, optimistic, creative. Cultural references to the baby name, Harrison. Famous people named Harrison. Harrison Ford, actor, Harrison Page, actor, Harrison Dillard, Olympic athlete, Harrison Schmidt, astronaut, Harrison Frazar, golfer. Historic figures with the name Harrison. William Harrison was the 9th President of the United States, the last president to be born a British subject, the oldest president to be elected at age 68, until Ronald Reagan, the president with the shortest term, 1 month, and the first to die in office. Elected in 1840, Harrison A campaigned under the slogan A Euro et Pecano and Tyler, 2, a euro to remind Americans of his military prowess against American Indians in the Battle of Tippecanoe, 1811. He is also noted for having the longest inaugural speech in history, over 2 hours. Standing out in that East Coast cold January weather for so long at his inauguration ironically led to Harrison contracting pneumonia. He would die 32 days later. It was the first time in American history that presidential succession was put into force, and Vice President John Tyler would assume the office. William Henry Harrison was America's ninth president, serving for only 1 month from March 4 to his death on April 4, 1841. Harrison made a name for himself as the hero of the Battle of Tippecanoe against Native American Indians who fought against American expansion within the Indiana Territory. Can you blame them? Well, back then Harrison was highly regarded for his actions and ran his campaign on the famous Tippecanoe and Tyler, too slogan. Harrison also has 2 other distinctions. He was the last president born a British subject and he was the first president to die in office. Ironically, Harrison contracted pneumonia during his 2-hour-long inaugural address on a cold January winter's day. His First Lady Anna was not in attendance. William is a name of Germanic origins and means valiant protector. He should have protected himself from that cold. Harrison is also a fairly commonly used male given name in America. Benjamin Harrison was the 23rd President of the United States. A Republican, he served between 1889 and 1893. He won the presidency through the electoral vote. Grover Cleveland had won the popular vote. Known as the Money President, Harrison is most remembered for enacting the McKinley Tariff, which intended to protect the American worker and corporations by levying a high tax on foreign imports. This backfired, as consumer goods skyrocketed when foreign countries refused to export goods to the U.S. and American companies formed monopolies. The voters rebelled, and Harrison was a 1-term president. A Civil War veteran himself, Harrison also instituted a pension for vets that nearly bankrupted the country. Harrison was also the grandson of the 9th U.S. President, William Henry Harrison. While not considered one of the more distinguished presidents, historians are taking a second look. Particularly at Benjamin Harrison's foreign policies and his fearlessness and activism in international affairs that ultimately would inspire Theodore Roosevelt.